Catamounts. My name is Zachary Williams, and I'm one of the instructors for Band of Brothers for fall 2023. Um, Background about myself, I've been at Western since January 2014. I've worked in multiple offices during my time here. I started off working as a resident director for Residence Life in Old Walker Hall, which no longer exists. I then moved to the Advising Center, where I worked as an academic advisor. I've also worked in Department of Student Community Ethics as the Assistant Director for Student Conduct, and I currently am located in the Legal Counsel Office as the University Investigator. When I worked in Res Life, that's really when I started teaching Band of Brothers, and it's where I've done most of my teaching during my time at Western as well. The courses I've taught have been Band of Brothers, the RA Leadership course, LC 101, which is the Learning Contract course, and then also USI 130, which is counter to this course. They kind of stand in the same field, but they focus on different areas of the transition experience for first-year students. I would say my favorite thing about WCU is the people and the students. And I know that sounds really cliche, but Western is not a school that people just happen to go to. Whether you're a student or an employee, you don't just end up at Western. I think there's a lot of trials and tribulations that people tend to experience during their time here that you have to be willing to go through. Western's not located in a big city. It's not really located near any major cities, though it is located close enough to major places where you can get whatever you need to have done without too much difficulty. But you've got to be willing to make those sacrifices to live near or work at a place like Western. And I really appreciate that personally. And the types of people that are drawn to that type of experience end up at Western for the reasons like they want to live in the mountains. They want to go to a school that's maybe a bigger school, but it has a smaller school feel. They want to go to a place where people just enjoy being at the institution. And they're not just going there for just an educational experience. So that's what I really like about Western. Why am I excited to teach this specific course topic? So I have taught Band of Brothers twice before, but it's been a number of years since I taught it. I'm looking forward to getting back into the classroom and teaching the course once again. I think the student population and kind of the mentality of students have changed quite a bit since I last taught the class, which was 7 or 8 years ago. And so with that in mind, I'm looking forward to seeing how the current generation of students, you all, take to the course and the subject matter that we're going to be discussing. And then other fun facts about myself. I'm not a Western graduate. I graduated from a school in Georgia, and Georgia is where I grew up. I grew up very close to Atlanta for most of my life. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to move up here. I wanted to get away from the heat. I wanted to get away from the people. I wanted to get away from the city life. I wanted to live in a place that was a bit more peaceful, a bit more welcoming. A place that you had to try to get to. It's not some place you were just going to end up in because you missed your exit. Other interesting things about me. This year, I'm currently serving as the Staff Senate Chair. This may or may not be interesting to you, but essentially I'm the leader of what would be the student government, but for all staff members on campus. A little bit different, definitely not something I saw myself doing when I first got to Western, but something I'm happily doing this year to best serve and represent staff here at Western at the state level. Other than that, I'm pretty much an open book. So if you have questions, concerns, if you have any ideas you want to discuss about the class, feel free to come and talk to me. I've been at Western for a while and I've done a number of things. So I've got a pretty well-rounded experience, I think.